What does James Bond and Deep Dive have in common? Rolex. The Submariner, the iconic dive watch that was presented by Sean Connery in the first James Bond movie Dr. No, launched the watch to the public eye. But that was just the beginning of the marketing masterstroke. It was growing from a high-quality tool watch to the symbol of status and achievement through Paul Newman, John Lennon, Kanye West and Roger Federer. With its 1.25 million watches only in 2023, they're actually still using their scarcity marketing of unavailable watches. After all, perception is reality in the marketing strategy. At the end, Rolex didn't just sell us a watch, they sell us a dream, telling a story, and it worked brilliantly. Despite CEOs, athletes and celebrities oftenly wear these watches on the public events, there are still some problems after an amazing Rolex marketing strategy. Could a simple watch elevate your status? Today we explore how Rolex turned their celebrities, athletes and adventurers to a billion marketing strategy. In 1905, Hans Wilsdorf, a visionary German businessman, together with his brother-in-law Alfred Davis, created a company in London called Wilsdorf and Davis. Their goal was to make wristwatches as accurate and precise as pocket watches, but there was a hard thing to achieve back then, because wristwatches was considered less accurate.
My personal opinion is that pocket watches will almost completely disappear, and that wristwatches will replace them definitely. I am not mistaken in this opinion, and you will see that I am right.
In 1908, Wilsdorf rebranded the company as Rolex because he wanted to find a name that will be easy to pronounce and read on any language and should look elegant on the watch dial. He famously said that something whispered this name into his ear while he was riding on the London bus. In 1910, Rolex reached a major milestone when it became the official first wristwatch receiving the chronometer certification as being as first precise and accurate wristwatch. 4 years later, Rolex received another certification. It was a Class A certificate from Kew Observatory in England, received in 1914, that cemented their status as a high-quality, precise and accurate wristwatch. In 1919, following the economic results of World War I and increase in heavy taxes from Britain on luxury items, Wilsdorf made a strategic decision to move to Geneva in Switzerland. Relocating to Switzerland helped them a lot to become a successful luxury status icon together with its craftsmanship. This move laid the foundation for their future success, with tool watches become a key part of their marketing strategy. The Rolex Oyster was launched in 1926 and became the first waterproof and dustproof watch, while other brands like Waldheim and Depouillet created the first waterproof watch earlier. The Rolex Oyster became famous in 1927 when swimmer Mercedes Gleitzer swam for 10 hours through the English Channel. Even though she didn't make it, the watch actually worked very well. Rolex used this achievement in their big ad campaign, proving their recognition of a high-quality tool watch that is working underwater perfectly fine. This started their tradition of the testimonies, using real-life achievements in their ads. Oyster was not the first waterproof watch, but the decades of reinforcements of a Rolex strategy make even Google believe in it. In 1935, Sir Malcolm Campbell, with the nickname of King of Speed, actually broke the world land speed record because he was using his Bluebird car and reaching over 300 miles per hour while wearing his Rolex. This proved for everybody that Rolex can work under extreme conditions even when you reach the speed over 300 miles. Afterward, Campbell was so impressed by the quality of the watch on a high speed that he actually wrote back to the company with the next words: "I have now been using my Rolex watch for a while and it's keeping perfect time under somehow strenuous conditions." This helped boost Rolex reputation for high quality and accurate watches. In 1953, Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzin Norgay wore Rolex watches during their historic ascent as the first human being in the Mount Everest. Another demonstration, but in different environment. Following this achievement, Rolex introduced the Explorer By the way, one of my most beloved models, a model inspired by the expedition designed to embody the ruggedness and precision required for each daring adventures. So far, Rolex conquered the water, the speed, and the mountains. But what else have left? The sky. In 1950, the world of aviation achieved a significant milestone with the first transcontinental flights, connecting the distant part of the world like never before. It was crucial for the first time to track the time in various places at the same time. In 1955, Rolex introduced the GMT Master, a watch that had a special fourth hand and a rotating 24-hour bezel, which made it perfect for people traveling across different time zones. Rolex created this watch because Pan America, or shortly Pan Am, asked for a reliable timepiece for their pilots on long flights. The GMT Master became not only a practical tool for travelers, but also a symbol of how connected the world was becoming through the age of jet travel. In the same 1950s, Rolex aimed also to push the boundaries of watch durability. In 1953, they launched the Submariner, a diving watch waterproof to 100 meters, showcasing Rolex precision and underwater durability. Its design featured a rotating bezel, the same like I have on my watch, and that will help them to track the time underwater. By 1960, Rolex further tested the Deep Sea Special, attaching it to Jack Pickard submersible in the Mariana Trench. It survived over 10,000 meters deep. Rolex further innovated with Tidwell in 1967, which included the helium escape valve must-have among professional divers. In 2022, Rolex introduced another Oyster Perpetual Deep Sea Challenge inspired by the legendary watch that was used in James Cameron's 2012 famous dive to the Mariana Trench. This time, the watch was on his wrist. This new model continues to show Rolex's commitment to testing their watches in the harshest environment, living up to their slogan, "Tested to the extreme." Rolex's strength as a tool watch lies in its consistent focus on durability, reliability, and innovation. But how did Rolex become synonymous with achievement and success? A few years before the quartz crisis and the rise of mass-produced battery-powered watches, Rolex made the first step into the luxury segment by introducing in 1956 Rolex Day on their Basel Fair. This watch, known as Rolex President, and was the first show both the date and full day of the week. It became a favorite piece among the US president and was popularized by Lyndon Johnson, giving away it for everybody he knows. Made only in gold and platinum, this watch became a symbol of success, achievement, and power. The director of the early James Bond films, Terence Young, decided that Bond should wear a Rolex Submariner because it perfectly matched Bond's character, both stylish and tough. It's said that due to the budget limits, Young left Sean Connery his personal Rolex Submariner for the film. This decision helped cement the watch's iconic status. After Wilsdorf's death in 1960, Andre Heiniger became a new CEO of Rolex. James Bond's success and rising popularity of Rolex dated as a president watch contributed to Andre's decision to shift Rolex strategy from the purely tool watch to a luxury status symbol. Heiniger heavily invested in sports sponsorships and brand ambassadors, aligning Rolex with prestige activities such as tennis, sailing, and motor racing. This sponsorship helped position Rolex as a symbol of excellence and high performance. And the important milestone started with the creation of Rolex Daytona in 1963. Though he was never an official ambassador, actor and legendary race driver Paul Newman is closely associated with the Rolex Daytona, named after Daytona International Speedway. He was a hugely successful actor, won numerous awards, and including, of course, the Academy Award, and was beloved for his charismatic presence and down-to-earth persona. His mix of talent, humility, and generosity made him an admired public figure. His wife, Joan Woodward, gifted him the watch in the late 1960s. This specific Daytona model, now famously known as a Paul Newman Daytona, stands out for its unique dial design, featuring contrasted chronograph subdials and cool retro vibe. Adding a personal touch, Joan had the words "Drive carefully me" engraved on the back of the watch as a reminder of safety. This watch, with its distinctive style and heartfelt encryption, became a symbol of Paul Newman's adventurous spirit and love for racing. Today, the Rolex Daytona Paul Newman is one of the most sought-after watches in the world, with one of his personal Daytonas selling for $17 million at auction in 2017, making it one of the most expensive Rolex watches ever sold. Rolex carefully selects its ambassadors, or simply say testimonies, who are more than just famous figures. They embody the values of achievement and excellence. Each ambassador contributes to the brand's image in their own way. One of the most famous faces of Rolex is tennis legend Roger Federer, who has won 20 Grand Slam titles. His partnership with Rolex isn't just about tennis. It's about symbolizing triumph earned through the dedication. Rolex ads with Federer often say, "a crown for every achievement," showing that Rolex is the watch for those who have reached the top. Another key ambassador is a golf icon Tiger Woods. Known for his focus and persistence, Woods is a great match for the Rolex image. The ads featuring him usually show he's wearing Rolex Deep Sea with the phrase,
"It doesn't just tell time, it tells history,"
sending a message that Rolex stands for lasting success. Even though there are official Rolex ambassadors, other famous people have helped build the brand's status, like the Beatles. When John Lennon was photographed for Life magazine in 1965 wearing his Rolex Perpetual Datejust, he sparked a trend for celebrities wearing Rolex watches. In 2000s, celebrities like Jay-Z and Kanye West also contributed to Rolex's perception of achievement and status. Jay-Z posted a photo of himself signing the papers as president of Roc Nation Sports while wearing black Daytona chronograph from 2004. Kanye West even mentioned his Yachtmaster in one of his songs.
That's why you always see me with at least one of my watches. Rollies and passes that drove me crazy.
This moment helped build Rolex's reputation as a symbol of achievement and success across different fields, from sports to music. Rolex is not the only brand using this strategy. Do you know any other companies doing that? I think of Coca-Cola, but I'm curious about what you're thinking about it. And, subscribe, like, YouTube algorithms, you know it. Rolex doesn't just rely on famous individuals to boost its brand. It's deeply connected to elite sports and cultural events, which makes it feel even more prestigious. In 2017, Rolex became the exclusive watch of the Academy Award Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, better known as Oscars. This partnership highlighted Rolex's long-standing connection to the film industry, where its watches have appeared in many iconic movies. It's no surprise Rolex had an ad during 2024 nomination. Add partnerships with high-end cultural institutions like Royal Opera House and Teatro alla Scala, and you will cover it all. In 2019, it became premium partner and official timekeeper of Roland Garros, the only Grand Slam tournament played on clay. This partnership, along with others at the Australian Open and US Open, strengthened Rolex's tennis involvement, which began in 1978 with Wimbledon. From one side, you see Federer, the great winner, wearing Datejust 2, and then their logos everywhere on the court. Rolex even uses the tagline, "In pursuit of greatness, time matters," to connect the sport precision with its own values. In golf, Rolex renewed its partnership with the PGA of America in 2021, becoming the official partner and timekeeper. This includes major tournaments like the Masters and the Ryder Cup, solidifying Rolex's reputation for supporting the best in golf. Their ads with their own "every second counts," showing their dedication to both golf and precision. In racing, starting with the legendary Daytona 24 and 24 Hours of Le Mans, Rolex has been the global partner and official timekeeper of Formula One since 2013. But This contract will end soon in 2024, with Tag Heuer, my beloved brand, set to replace them. Despite all of this, Rolex's connection with motorsport continues through the Rolex Daytona, a watch designed for racing. Their ads emphasize it in a tradition of speed and excellence. Rolex is also tied to sailing, sponsoring the tough Sydney Harbour Yacht Race, as well as the Fastnet and Middle Sea races, and their slogan, "The spirit of yachting, the spirit of Rolex," reflects the brand's focus on adventure, resilience, and reliability. And if you're fascinated by Rolex watches, there are some affordable examples in the description. By working with not just champions, but true legends in sports, Rolex has become a famous symbol of reaching the top. When people think of winning or achieving big things, they think of Rolex. But like everything good, there is always a small downside. Even though Rolex is still seen as the element of luxury, status and success, it's facing some issues, especially among the watch lovers. For years, Rolex relied on their designs, perfected over time, and still usage of their scarcity marketing of unavailable watches. But now, some fans are turning faces away from Rolex because they not introduce any new models or decent complexity. While they often present some innovations as a big breakthroughs, and some of them for sure are, what they are actually doing is refining ideas that already exist. Here are some examples of the famous one. You remember that Rolex Oyster that I was saying in the beginning of the video? They marketed it as the first waterproof watch, but the other brands like Waltham and Depouillet had waterproof models earlier. Rolex made it more popular through smart marketing. Another one would be the perpetual movement that they did like 7 years later. Wasn't just the first self-winding watch, but Rolex perfected the design and made it 360 around the caseback to make it more reliable from the first original idea of Perelier and John Harwood. GMT Master, you remember. Pan Am, agreement, a connectedness of the world, but it wasn't the first to show multiple time zones. Yes, it became famous because of its collaboration with Pan Am, but not the original design. So Rolex is good in making things like the Kerachrome bezel and Parachrome hairspring better, but these aren't completely new ideas. Rolex markets them well by testing in extreme conditions and collaborating with professionals, which has helped make their watches symbols of luxury and durability. As for me, the issue is mainly in the fact that Rolex is owning roughly the third part of the market and not impacting the industry in the same way. Unlike brands like Patek Philippe and Audemars Piguet, which continue to innovate with complex stuff like perpetual calendars, minute repeaters, and tourbillons. Rolex has chosen to stick with simpler movements. It's often said that Rolex plays it safe, opting for what's tried over true innovation. Just look at their Watch and Wonders 2023 event. What did they show? A see-through caseback for 1908 and Daytona, a dial design that's been around since the 18th century with guilloche, and titanium case for the deep sea. What about the new famous caliber 4131 with a 72-hour power reserve? Tissot's $800 watch with a 80 power reserve, and it's laughing in their face. Yeah, of course they have a lower frequency to make it less accurate, but still, 80 hours is still there. Then there is an issue of Rolex's infamous scarcity marketing. Created by Patrick Heinegger, Rolex for years has carefully controlled production, leading to shortages and long waiting lists. While this strategy has undoubtedly succeeded in maintaining high demand and exclusivity, it has alienated many genuine watch lovers. And again, as Rolex making roughly 1.2 million watches a year, it feels like the shortage of watches is not real. People are frustrated because it's hard to buy Rolex at the store without going to the secondary market, where prices are often much higher because of the resellers. It's not just about the quality or features of the watch anymore. It's about whether you can even get your hands on one. The main point here is that Rolex avoids making really complex watches. While their watches super reliable and well made, that's without a doubt, They don't make timepieces with fancy features like tourbillons, for example. It's needed to have a spinning part inside to improve accuracy. Another point about minute repeaters that will chime the time, or perpetual calendars will adjust automatically for months and leap years. People who love these complicated movements often feel that Rolex isn't competing to their top watchmakers who push the limits of what's possible in watchmaking. Sure, Rolex makes great watches, no doubt, but compared to other luxury brands that focus on technical challenges, Rolex doesn't offer the same level of mechanical complexity. That excites true watch fans. And then Rolex decided to be the luxury brand that is focused on their heritage and reliability. But because of this, some watch lovers are now looking on the other brands that can give them that feeling of owning a piece of art rather than just a reliable watch. For them, it's not just about wearing a famous brand and show off. It's about owning a part of history and a piece of a technical art. Rolex's ads are designed not just to sell you a watch. They sell you a dream, a way of living, a desire to achieve greatness. There are slogans like "a crown for every achievement." There are stories of adventurers, athletes and artists actually emphasizing on the fact that owning a Rolex is like saying you made it. Instead of focusing on the technical details of their watches, the marketing highlights what watch stands for: luxury, power and lasting success. Rolex has mastered the art of storytelling. They are not just selling you a product, they sell you an idea. The idea that having a Rolex on your wrist means that you reach the top and your accomplishment will stand the test of time.